friends, Heather Barkey here. I want to talk to you for a few minutes about a topic that I love, building real relationships virtually. Here's the number one thing about that. Some people believe it's not possible, and I think for them it never will be. But if you honestly, truly believe that you can build real relationships with people virtually, your team members, especially your team members, but customers, then I have no doubt that you can do this and you can do this well. I can tell you that some of my very best friends, our relationships were built completely virtual. I have a team member that I remember the first time we met in person. It was maybe 2 years after we had been building this relationship. I remember when we met in person, we joked about what are we going to do if we don't like each other in real life, because we just had such a strong bond. And I have another friend today who I still have never met, and I would say she is one of the dearest people in my life. So I thought through like, okay, how did those two relationships happen? How did they get so close? I even talked to them about it as I was preparing to talk to you today. So I'm just going to give you the 5 things that I believe just hands down did it. Number 1 is an app. I don't know if you are familiar with Voxer. Voxer is an app that I use with my team. And every time I get a new team member that's working their business, I will ask them to download. It's called Voxer Walkie Talkie. I ask them to download the free version, and it works just like a walkie-talkie. Let me show you from my end. See that orange one right there that says 5 notifications? That's it looks like a little walkie-talkie. So Voxer walkie-talkie. It is an app. You open it up and literally like this, I'm just press the button, hold, talk, and I can talk back and forth. Now, I know there's lots of other things. You can text, you can voicemail, message in Facebook Messenger. This is easier. It's cleaner. It's clearer. It's more crisp. It's more real time. And here's why I love it with my customers. A couple of reasons. But the main one is about relationships. With Voxer, I can tell when someone's upset. I can hear it in their voice. And I can tell when someone's excited. And I can respond accordingly. I can celebrate with them. They can hear the excitement in my voice. When there's something hard to say, I can say that in a way that is kind and loving, and they hear it in my voice. Did you hear that little? That was my Voxer going off. My husband calls it the squawk box, by the way. That's what he calls my Voxer. There's your squawk box. But that's really why I love it, because of that, being able to hear people's voice. Also, this is probably not good, but when I was doing a bunch of home parties, I was on the road a lot. I would drive like 3 hours away to go to a home party, and I could take care of business. My team members know, don't text me, don't call me, use Voxer. If you have a question, use Voxer. I do little incentives on my team page. Every time there's a Voxer post that explains what it is and how to use it and how to find me there, and I'll tag new consultants on that post. So it's just, I kind of forced it with my team members. They know it's the quickest way to get an answer from me. And they love it. And actually what I told them when I started it was, I made a first post about it, said, send me a message on Voxer and I'm going to share with you my top 3 party tips. Win-win. Okay. That's my first one. Second one, and I think this is really important. I don't know how often you are doing Facebook Lives in your customer group, in your team groups, but they are so important in such a way for people to know you, to see your face, to see your smile. They do not need to be polished. They do not need to be perfect. Just like I'm talking to you today. I have a little, seriously, a little scratch pad of notes just so I don't forget my main talking points. But other than that, I'm just talking to you like I'm in a room. When I am talking to people on Facebook Live, I try to pretend. I used to do team meetings in my house. We would cram like 50 people in this little living room. I would sit on the fireplace ledge. That was like my spot. And so when I'm talking to you, when I'm talking to my team in a group, I'm literally like just sitting on the fireplace ledge. Like you're right there talking and interacting with me. And people get to hear when you're on Facebook Live and you mess up, people see how you handle that. They see that you laugh stuff off. They see, oh, you're not perfect. I could do it too. They see that like you can come in your ball cap. It's fine. You become human to people when you get in front of them live. I would even challenge you. It's okay to schedule your lives when you schedule them out, but when you just feel inspired to share something like, oh, this is something I could share, just pop on right then and do it. Because that's when you're going to be the most real. When we're super scripted and practiced and prepared, we come across a little more like less relatable. And so whenever you feel inspired, my team, even my customers, they're used to me going live when I put my makeup on. I don't know. I get inspired when I put my makeup on. And so it's a cool chance I might show them a product while I'm there of what I'm using or what I happen to be putting on my face or the clean makeup that I use. But a lot of times I'm just sharing my heart while I'm doing my makeup. Okay, so Voxer, walkie-talkie app, Facebook Lives. You guys know this. You do it when you're building relationships in real life, but sharing your real life, sharing more than just business, even with your team members from afar. Do what you can to. Did you hear that? My squat box. There it is. Somebody's talking to me tonight. The other thing I like about Voxer too is like, I'm not going to answer that until it's work time. You can just tuck it away just like a text. And then when it's work time, sit down, open your Voxers, talk to people. You'll get through it way faster than answering texts and phone calls, I promise. Okay, so sharing your real life as often as you can. Share about, I'm gonna have to shut my phone off or you're gonna hear that Voxer this whole time. Sharing about your kids, letting them see your spouse, let them see your messy house. You get the picture, just like you do with real life people. Number 4, show interest in their real life. Ask about their kids. Remember when they're texting you or Voxering you about something or another, jot a note down if you need to, like check in with Susie on Thursday. She had whatever. But just remember to be personal. One of the things I love best, back to this Voxer thing, but one of these things I love best is when my team members' little kids get on Voxer and they're so used to hearing their mom and I talking back and forth. They're like, hi, Miss Heather. And I just think that is the sweetest thing ever. And they will just and I mean, that's being a part of someone's real life when they're kids. And same with Zoom, like when you're, doing Zoom meetings and stuff. I show interest in the kids and the babies and all the other things on there. And then lastly, I will say because a virtual relationship is missing that personal touch. I don't know if you're a hugger or not, but when people walk in my home, I'm probably going to hug them. It's I love you. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad to be in your space, or I'm going to touch their shoulder or something. Because we're missing that on virtual, I'm going to encourage you to use good old snail mail more than you usually do. Because when they receive something from you that they're totally unexpected in the mail, that's like that hug. That's that moment of like, oh my goodness, someone thought of me, someone loves me. So a card for moments when I'm out shopping and I see like some kind of like super clean or organic hot cocoa or tea or something like that, I'm always thinking, what will slide in an envelope and mail cheaply? And just throw those things in, like just letting them know, like, I thought of you, I love you, I miss you, all those things. So those are my little tips. Honestly, it's a mindset. When I told my mom that I do life coaching virtually, this was her first, and she loves me. She's so proud of whatever I do in my life, right? But when I told her that I do my life coaching sessions virtually, she's like, oh, but do you ever feel like you don't really build relationships that way? And I was like, no. I was like, nope, I don't feel that way at all. I 100% believe that relationships can be built this way. And you can do it too. Thanks for listening tonight. Have a lovely evening.